Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you at the end of Monday Night Raw tonight. We got a little bit of a WWE contract signing. I never really saw him sign a contract. I don't think there was a point when I was ever not really paying attention, but when I mentioned it on Twitter that they never signed it, some people got back to me saying that they did sign it. So at some point, I was preoccupied with something else and missed this, but it was a fun contract signing. We did not get a table breakage, which normally comes with this, but they're over the 3-hour limit of Monday Night Raw. They're into the overrun. Why? They did the show in 2 hours and 15 minutes every week for years. They give us the third hour, and now they're still running over that third hour. It does not make any sense to me. I know that it pulls a higher rating because people care what happens at the beginning of the Raw or the end of Raw, so they'll tune in, and USA pulls a good rating, and they get to charge some revenue dollars, and hopefully it spills over into the next television show that's going to be airing on the network. But Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar make their way out to the ring. At some point, they sign a contract. During this, Seth Rollins is reaching in under the table, and Paul Heyman confronts him, telling him to get his hands on the table, that he wants to get his hands where he can see him. Seth Rollins says, "Hey, I'm not doing anything. Why would I come out here with a plan?" Even though it was Kane who came to Seth Rollins, said that he had a plan for him with tonight's Monday Night Raw. Basically it was last week with J&J Security got taken out, and so did the $55,000 Cadillac got destroyed at the hands of Brock Lesnar. Kane and the Authority were looking to find some way to get the upper hand. So that way Rollins would be looking good going into Battleground. At this point, basically, Brock Lesnar got upset that Rollins was fucking around and it wasn't, focusing on him in the ring. He grabbed the table and just flipped it over, exposing an axe handle underneath the table, which was Seth Rollins was trying to grab for. At this point, Brock Lesnar just starts flipping the table over, getting all upset, and just pulls the seat up to the table and looking to see what's going on. At this point, Kane makes the approach and attacks Brock. Brock and Kane get into it. Seth and Brock exchange a little bit, but it mostly goes to the outside with Kane trying to put the beat down on Brock, but Brock grabs him and just hits a big F5. After the F5, he grabbed Kane and threw him into the steps, breaking the steps up and baking him over the bottom of Kane's leg, leaving him laying. Rollins just freaking hightailed it the fuck out of it in Seth Rollins fashion, basically getting the hell out of town, which left Rollins in the ring. They were really over the overrun as it was, and Brock left, leaving Seth in the ring. And I was wondering what they were going to be doing. At any moment, I was hoping that the screen was going to fade to black. We've been seeing the show go on long enough as it was, pretty much. Two of the matches that were named to be going on during the show were used up in the first hour, and the rest of the show was, the U.S. Challenge was really good, and of course the Divas moment was going to be really memorable for a good amount of time, but we'll see. I didn't think this Monday Night Raw was spectacular. I think that Divas segment was great. The U.S. title stuff was really good. But Rollins basically starts putting all the blame onto Kane, saying that it was his fault. He's nothing because Rollins is leaving him. He said that he's a wannabe Hall of Famer. He goes over and he kicks Kane's leg, and basically says that he's going to be going into Battleground alone, with no help. So, rest in peace to Seth Rollins. He's going to have to find some way to pull this out, because I don't see Brock winning the championship, but it's going to be weird. He's an idiot. You go up against Brock Lesnar one-on-one at Battleground, not having J&J Security, not having Kane. He better have something on the back burner. Ambrose helped out Rollins, so I guess there's not going to be any sort of Shield reunion with Ambrose turning heel like we thought he was going to a few months ago. But somebody's got to be there to help him, and I don't think it's going to be Triple H. I really, really think that Triple H is going to be turning on Rollins sooner than later, but Brock is champion. I don't know. I don't even know what Brock does going into SummerSlam if he is the champion. I would guess that Roman and Bray are going to be tied up together, so you couldn't do Roman versus him. So who do you have go up against Brock, unless Cena is going to be coming out of losing the U.S. Championship? There's a lot to think about for Battleground. There's a lot to think about what's going to be going on, and I think it all revolves around the WWE Championship with Seth Rollins. But tonight's Raw, It's over and done with. Contract signing main event. We got a contract. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar at Battleground. Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you here tonight, as reported before WWE's Monday Night Raw. Hell, WWE even reported it, that Cody Rhodes was going to be making his return to Monday Night Raw as Stardust. This, of course, was Stardust's first appearance on WWE's Monday Night Raw since his father passing away, Dusty Rhodes. It's probably been about a month. He's been off TV for a couple of weeks, long enough to wonder, where he is and what's going on. Lots of rumors about him and what he's going to be doing. The planned match wrestling against the celebrity at SummerSlam, but it was time to get back to work. Work was, of course, in Monday Night Raw in the Phillips Arena in Atlanta. When he came out, he got an overwhelming, good response. Even Michael Cole commented on this. Is the first time seeing him since his passing of his father. And then I was like, wow, they're really sort of killing the gimmick. But I guess I forgot about the whole, build-up to the Extreme Rules match being Goldust versus Stardust involving Dusty Rhodes. He had to stay backstage. They don't let him out front anymore. But I was glad to see him. They brought him back. He got to deliver a promo where I don't know really what the hell he was saying, because I really never understand what the hell Stardust is talking about. He seems like a guy that's going to be coked out of his mind, I don't know. I've never got Stardust and Goldust, since they really started this whole thing. I really wish they would snap out of it, this shit, though. But, he has a match against Neville, which is built right out of a comic book. They even had a cool pop-up of Neville versus Stardust that he was in a cartoonic, sort of graphic. It looked really cool. Stardust gets into the ring against Neville, and he hasn't really missed a match. If you want to put, him in this fast-paced sort of, motion during the matches, Neville was the right guy to get him right into the ring against. I would think that this is going to build towards maybe a pre-show match, since this is where we've seen Stardust in the last few pay-per-views since WrestleMania. But they just named that Barrett versus Truth is going to be added as the pre-show match for the upcoming show. So, I don't know. Stardust rolls up Neville to get the victory here in a very fast-paced, very, very good match. I don't know really what they're building to. Neville looked extremely upset once the match was over, so you can tell that they're really going to be going with this, unless it's just going to be for the next show and they're just getting it started now. But it's great to see Cody Rhodes back on television. He's always been one of my favorite guys, and here's to hopefully getting the Stardust gimmick off of him and getting Cody back to where he should be, a really good prominent spot in WWE Monday Night Raw. Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with Monday Night Raw talk, coming from tonight's Monday Night Raw, as we're watching this and going over the results and talking about what's going on and this, that, and the other. Just when you think that the United States Open Challenge from John Cena is getting a little bit stale and they've run out of things to do, I will honestly say that I was very open to them having a match tonight with John Cena going up one-on-one on Stardust. I thought that would have been a great way to bring him back and have him as a part of Monday Night Raw. We still haven't seen him as a part of the show, so hopefully they haven't changed their mind into what's going to be happening with Monday Night Raw tonight. But fun stuff going on Monday Night Raw. But like I said, just when you think that the United States Open Challenge with John Cena is getting a little bit boring, basically John Cena came out and said, all right, it's time. When we come back from commercial, we're going to have the Open Challenge. And when we come back from commercial, we're met with none other than Rusev coming down to the ring with Summer Rae getting into the ring. And just when the match is about to start, we see Kevin Owens coming running out of the back saying, whoa, this match isn't going down, because if anybody's going to beat Cena, it's going to be me. So honestly, you could see that Kevin Owens has faith in Rusev as being a guy that could go out there and beat John Cena. It was Rusev at the match, not the Chamber. What did they call that? Fastlane. The match at Fastlane, that he was able to beat John Cena. That was thanks to Lana being involved on the outside. So Kevin Owens coming down saying basically that Rusev isn't going to face John Cena. It's going to be him because he wants to be United States champion. He doesn't want anybody else to get it. At that moment, we have Cesaro coming running down out of the back, basically saying that, if anybody's going to beat Cena, it's going to be him. He's the guy that's pushed Cena to the brink and gotten close enough to do it. And basically now Cena has problems with Owens and Rusev. So it's almost like, Cesaro, it was almost like Cesaro came off as the babyface of the whole situation. So now we have Cesaro, we've got Kevin Owens, and we've got Rusev all wanting to have a match against John Cena on Monday Night Raw tonight. So basically the only way to solve this is that they figure out they're going to do a 3-way match. Owens versus Cesaro versus Rusev. The winner gets to fight John Cena, being the number 1 contender on Monday Night Raw live tonight. We come back from commercial. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a tag team match, honestly, when I saw this breaking down. But, John Cena has moved over to the commentating table. He's going to watch the match, and basically he breaks every rule that was on that rules sheet. Maybe Vince told him to do this, or maybe he saw this and decided he was going to break it. He was saying war. He was saying this, that, and the other. But I thought it was very entertaining. Basically there was some really good spots in this 3-way match with Cesaro, Owens, and Rusev. There was a spot when basically there was a triple suplex from Cesaro. He came up behind. I believe it was a 3-way. So it was. I'm trying to remember. Cesaro grabbed Rusev, who was grabbing Owens, and they all flipped over. A very cool thing for 3 big brawly guys like this to all go over and do this. About that time is when basically Kevin Owens, he just said, fuck this. If anybody's going to beat John Cena, it's going to be me. He's not going to get himself beat up before the pay-per-view, and he just says, I'll see you on Sunday. The hell with it. He already has his match against Cena, and that's all that really matters. So Owens just flat out walks out on the match. I really thought that when Cesaro locked in the sharpshooter on Rusev, it was going to be all over and Murder, She Wrote. But it wasn't it. Cesaro had a big dive to the outside, but it was Rusev who ended up getting the win on Cesaro, and from there we move on to Cena jumping up and getting inside of the ring, moving us to Cena versus Rusev in a one-on-one situation. With this, basically, it was Rusev making a really cool reversal of the FU. Cena picked up Rusev for the FU, had him up on his shoulders like this, and as he was about to go for it, Rusev, I guess, put his weight into it and shot Cena all the way down to the ground, which set him right up for the accolade, and basically Kevin Owens came running down to break this up. I'm guessing that more than likely they're trying to save Cesaro versus Owens as a match that we're going to see in the foreseeable future. But this was damn fun from all competitors that were involved. When Owens came in, he busted up the accolade, and then he hit the running power bomb on John Cena, standing over him, telling him, no one's taking your title except for me, which sets up Kevin Owens going up against John Cena at Battleground on Sunday. This is the rubber match. Of course, it was Extreme Rules. It was Kevin Owens getting the win over John Cena. It was John Cena getting the win over Kevin Owens the last show, with Kevin Owens being booked in the big NXT match for SummerSlam weekend. I really thought this was going to be a lock that Kevin Owens got the victory, but Kevin Owens busting up Rusev in this match right here reminds me a lot of Rusev himself. Of course, Rusev got the first win in their match at Fastlane and then lost the next 3 trying to get himself over John Cena, but he was never able to get himself over the hump. Now he is in that program battling against Dolph Ziggler. So Owens looked like he came in. He got the big win in his debut at Elimination Chamber, and then he goes out and he loses the next one. He's going to be the next one, or he's going to be looking like the guy that's laying in the middle of the ring, Rusev, soon. Not very often am I watching WWE Monday Night Raw making videos about what's going on. Am I speechless about what happened? But that was awesome. We all knew that it was coming. I didn't know that it was going to happen all at one time. I know that the storyline that they've been setting up with Paige basically saying that she needed help in order to take out Team Bella. I was thinking that we were going to get girls sort of added to the main roster one at a time. But in one in one segment, they have completely changed the Divas division. It's not even like the Divas division. Basically, at the end of the segment, Michael Cole put it best with, this has completely changed women's wrestling. This was awesome. This was the kick in the pants that WWE has needed to give the Divas division since 2010. The last time that I can honestly say that the Divas division was really, week after week, having consistently some good matches. At the time, I really liked Alicia Fox. I really liked Maurice. I liked Beth Phoenix. There was girls that when they got in there, I definitely liked the Cans. I really liked Eve Torres. I thought that she was really good. But, tonight, they really gave the Divas division a facelift, and it was really good. Basically, it came down with the Bellas coming down to address WWE and the Divas division, basically saying that they had run through everyone, and they were saying that they didn't have any competition. Stephanie McMahon came out to the ring, basically to talk down to the Bellas, basically saying that they don't run WWE, they're not in charge, and she went out to really give a facelift to Monday Night Raw and the Divas division. And basically she did it by bringing Paige out, saying that Paige was looking to give a facelift to stopping the Bellas. And out first, she brought Becky Lynch, which I thought was a real big surprise, because honestly, when I heard she was at Monday Night Raw tonight, I thought she was the wild card. I thought that it was a little bit weird for her to get added, because if she would have came in, it would have been 4-on-3, and the babyfaces don't need to have the advantage unless somebody was going to join Team Bella, which didn't really make sense either. But basically, after Becky Lynch came Charlotte Flair and the Woos, and these girls were over, and this was awesome. Atlanta isn't really a town that I think of. When I think of adding people from NXT to really getting people behind them, I would have thought they waited to be in Orlando to get that real big NXT response behind them. But man, there was a lot of people there that were in NXT, because Becky got an ovation. Then Charlotte got an ovation after that. Naomi and Tamina came running down, basically saying that, yo, don't forget about them. And then basically, after that, Stephanie said that there was more to be added. Out comes NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks. Sort of matching Tamina's thing. And the way that the girls lined up in the ring was almost like gang wars at the Attitude Era. This is what it turned out to be. You had Paige, Becky, and Charlotte on the back. You had Team Bella on one side, and on the opposite side, you had Tamina, you had Naomi, and you had Sasha Banks all standing up. The Bellas went to go face to face with Sasha, Naomi, and Tamina, and at that point, they sort of stood down. They turned around, but at that point, the baby faces, Charlotte, Becky, and Paige were there to stand in their way. And basically from there, the fight was on. I believe it was Nikki making a bump at Sasha, then Sasha threw Nikki to the ground, and then from there, it was all-out warfare. Every girl for themselves. At one point, the NXT girls, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte all had their finishers. They were all holding submission moves on the girls inside of the ring. Man, this was awesome. This was the facelift that WWE Monday Night Raw needed for the Divas division. Definitely, they're leaving Bayley behind down there. I know that NXT is in a little bit of a change. Normally, when people get brought up from NXT, they don't go back down there. But it seems that now with NXT as a traveling brand, not only are WWE superstars, but NXT people that are making the jump will be cycling back and forth to try and make sure that it's going to be able to have a good feel still on the show. They don't want to just completely rip all of the NXT superstars from there. But tonight was awesome. Tonight was really, really big. It was a lot of fun. Alicia Fox, both Bella Twins, Paige, Sasha, Charlotte, Tamina, Naomi. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. Best of luck to all of you guys and putting on good matches. And we got a damn good roster of girls that can really wrestle now. And I can honestly say that I'm looking forward to it.